Thank you all for being here. First up, we have a woman who is diagnosed with bipolar disorder at the age of 10. Please welcome Sadie.
Hello, and thank you for having me. My name is Sadie, and I'm here to talk to you all about bipolar disorder. The Brain and Behavior Research Foundation defines bipolar disorder as a brain and behavior disorder characterized by severe shifts in a person's mood and energy, making it difficult for the person to function. Bipolar disorder is more common than you might think and affects nearly 6 million Americans. There are two main classifications of the disorder, bipolar disorder 1 and bipolar disorder 2. It generally consists of week-long states of manic and results in immediate hospitalization, and 2-week-long depression states. 2 consists of depression states that include hypomaniac states and never full manic episodes. Does anyone have any questions about my experience with bipolar disorder?
Hi Sadie, I have a quick question. Do you think you were diagnosed with bipolar disorder too soon? Did that have any kind of effect on you growing up?
That's a great question. I was first diagnosed when I was 10. Most people would believe that 10 is too young to be diagnosed, and they, for the most part, would be correct. Most people are not diagnosed with bipolar disorder at such an early age. The young children that are diagnosed, the majority are boys. The way that the disorder affects children is different than the way it affects adults. Most children do not experience the manic side of the disorder, only the depression part. At school and at home, I had always had trouble focusing and behaving as I was supposed to. Being in school was always something that I had a problem with. I couldn't interact with my peers like most children could. I couldn't focus while taking tests. And I never felt as though anyone understood me. I would always get in trouble for having outbursts during class, and no one understood why. My classmates became afraid of being around me because they felt as though they couldn't be sure if something would set me off. There were many times I would show fits of uncontrollable rage for as long as 30 minutes.
What was your treatment like? How did being on medication make you feel?
There is no cure for bipolar disorder, but they generally medicate with lithium, which helps to balance the extreme moods. The stigma of being on medication made me uncomfortable, but I feel more in tune with myself when I'm on it. I feel as though I have more control.
Do you believe bipolar disorder is being portrayed correctly by the media?
Well, obviously there's always a stigma around having any disorder, but I feel that nowadays there are more celebrities, people who are in the spotlight coming forward and telling the public about their experiences with having bipolar disorder. I feel like that makes it seem as though it's a problem that anyone could have. I also feel as though people believe that having this disorder becomes the only characteristic that a person with the disorder can have. People make it their entire identity. They feel as though we aren't as intelligent or as though we're less than other people because we have a disorder. In reality, people with the disorder are just as intelligent as other people. I, for one, was able to graduate at the top of my class in high school. Bipolar disorder does not make up my entire existence. It's just a part of who I am.
What types of accommodations have you been given in the past, in school or at work?
While I was in school, I always needed to schedule academic classes for later in the day. Most times, the mornings were more difficult. So anytime I had to take a test, it was better if it was later on. Some people with bipolar disorder need certain accommodations in the workplace, such as frequent breaks and leaves of absences.
How do you want bipolar disorder to be perceived?
My hope would be that people would understand that the disorder is not the whole person, and that we are capable of the same things as everyone else. In general, I hope that people can just become more understanding. Are there any more questions? Thank you for your time.